Welcome to Blade HQ, everybody. Today is September 30th, 2024, and we have a giant pile of new knives to talk about, as well as a huge event this week. This weekend is Blade Show West in Salt Lake City, Utah, at the Salt Palace. So make sure you go if you're anywhere near, because we're going to be there. A ton of your favorite knife manufacturers are going to be there, custom makers, knife nerds from all over the world. It's going to be a huge party. So make sure you head over to Blade Show West. And if you are planning to go, make sure you head over to bladehq.com first, because we have a special 10% off discount on Blade Show West tickets. So I pick those up before you head on over. Save yourself a couple of bucks that you can instead spend at a booth and get that knife of your dreams. But without further ado, let's talk about some new knives. Starting with this guy. This is the LionSteel TM1, and this is an exclusive we are running. So this is, first of all, a Moleta design. Moleta is one of my favorite designers. There's a lot of them out there, my goodness, so I love a bunch of designers. But Moleta is one I really appreciate because, especially if there is fixed blades. One of my favorite fixed blades of all time is the LionSteel M4. But this one is a folder designed by Moleta, but it has the same ergonomics you'd expect out of a fixed blade, and I think that is largely to the fact that this is an integral. So an integral meaning this handle is one piece. This one is like a camo carbon fiber, but we have a few other flavors in micarta. But that means this is just a big block of the material that has been milled out in the middle, and then they build the lock inside, and the whole thing goes down, and it makes it for a really flush fit, comfortable handle. And then we have a Sleipner blade. Sleipner is similar to D2, except it has a bit more going on in it. I believe it's a powder steel, and it offers quite a bit more toughness and edge retention. It sort of takes it more towards the hard use steels rather than the everyday carry steels with high, crazy edge retention. Makes it, in my opinion, I think of Sleipner sort of in the same vein I think of 3V Crewwear. Now, I could be super wrong on that. I am no metallurgist, but I do know that this steel is a favorite of a lot of hard-using knives, and I think this knife is a great hard user as well. Got a glass breaker on the back, super comfortable handle, and a really strong lock-back mechanism. It's going to make a great camp knife, hunting knife, hard-using folder. So we have this one with the carbon fiber. We have a black coating one with the black micarta. It looks a little bit gray or blue because they left it nice and raw, so it'll absorb the oils from your hands. And then we have a satin-bladed version with that black micarta as well. These start at $199.95 and go up from there depending on what coating and handle material you get. These are not a huge number though, so if you like the TM1s, I would highly recommend you jump on them soon. I'm gonna see if I can jump on them soon because I love Moleta designs, I love LionSteel, I love everything about this knife. It's great, so check those out at bladehq.com and act fast because they might not be around forever. Speaking of things that might not be around forever, Benchmade really likes to release some special color variants of the Bugout that don't last forever. So this one has this purple thumb stud and darker purple handle scale with purple backspacers and even a purple pocket clip. So if you like purple, which a lot of the knife community really does, then I would highly recommend you pick these up before they are gone. A nice everyday carry size, just barely big enough for 4 fingers, S30V blade, lots of fun. We won't talk too much about the mini Bugout because that one is a favorite and you guys have heard about it 1,000 times. We also have this guy that has the red and orange, sort of a sunset flavor, and a black pocket clip, also S30V on the blade. These ones go for $171, and I would pick those up soon as well because I don't think those will be around forever. Next up, we have new stuff from CRKT. So CRKT likes to drop stuff right around the time of big shows. It's like every year, right at the beginning of the year, we'll do a video pursuant to SHOT Show where they have the whole stuff for the new year. And then right at Blade Show, they came out with stuff. A lot of this year was Princeton Wong designs from Prince Customs. And the belle of the Blade Show West Ball from CRKT is Richard Rogers. So first we have his Persian design that came out this year. And Richard Rogers is a rancher, and he sort of made this as a ranch knife with a bit of extra flair. And this one definitely leans into the flair. We have a milled titanium pocket clip, full titanium handle with these beautiful carbon fiber inlays and a MagnaCut blade. I believe these are made in Italy. These are fancy, real smooth, grail knife status here, and these ones are not especially cheap, $275. However, look at that relative to a lot of other titanium frame locks, and it is quite a bit cheaper than many of them also. Keeping up with the titanium frame, we have the Q. This model is the one, this is my favorite of the Richard Rogers designs we've seen so far. Once again, titanium frame, carbon fiber inlays, MagnaCut blade. And I like this one because its flipper action is really smooth, but it also has this beautiful fuller with a fairly sharp edge right here, which is great for just digging that fingernail in for a flick. I really do like the Q. This one goes for $225, so even a little bit cheaper, and it's nice. I do love the Q. And then lastly, we have a new model from Richard Rogers, and these ones are tiny. So this is the Pup. So this is the more budget-friendly version. It goes for $54.95. I want to say it's a 14C28N blade. Doesn't say. But that seems to be the steel that we're going with these days. And a nice aluminum handle with these, I think this is an FRN inlay. Gives it just enough grip, but nice and light. Gives you 3 fingers with a liner lock, and then a little flipper opener. Makes it nice and fidgety, nice and pocketable as well. And then if you want to go bougie with it for $275, you can get the front flipper version. And this one is special because it's a double detent. So it doesn't lock. After having spoken with Ben Belkin from Jack Wolf, you don't call these a slip joint. A slip joint implies the back spring, but this one does not lock. It has the double detent going on, and it is smooth as silk. And it's super fidgety too. So the front flipper here, maybe do it like a normal flipper. There's a million ways to open this thing. I might have to get one just so I can play with it like a fidget spinner. Damascus steel blade, titanium handle, carbon fiber inlays, $275. Very exciting from CRKT. Now, if you want to see more of the CRKT stuff that is coming out, definitely make sure you subscribe to Blade HQ because we're going to be at Blade Show West. We're doing a video with them. We're going to show off all the crazy new stuff. Next up, Bestech. And this one is the Pridwin? I don't know. P-R-Y-W-E-N. P-R-Y-D-W-E-N. So, definitely an interesting knife design. And what I like about it is it's distinctive. It looks like its own thing. It's not trying to be anything else. But when you put it in your hand, it feels very familiar. It feels like a knife that you've held before. And I really like knives that manage to be both distinctive yet familiar. And they did a really good job here. Once again, carbon fiber inlays, titanium handle with these simple barrel spacers on the back that leave a lot of empty space back here, which I think is kind of a breath of fresh air with knives. Sometimes they get really busy in the back. This one, you have plenty of spacers to make sure it's going to be stable, but it's very clean. You could just blow air in there with your mouth probably, and you would probably get this knife just clean and ready to go. Magna Cut blade steel, satin finish, and this beautiful anodized thumb disc. This is a very fancy knife. I will not lie to you. It goes for $289. It's a great one though. And then lastly, one of my favorite of the button lock craze is the new Bestechman Velix designed by Ostap Hell. And I gotta tell you, Ostap Hell is a knife designer who I think does not get nearly enough attention around here because his designs go from big to small to fat to thin to tactical to kitchen to everything. And this one, I think, just kind of sums it up into a very ubiquitous design that could slide into any of those roles. For slicing needs, it's got a fairly thin blade and a nice tall flat grind. It has a swedge, so it's gonna pierce really nice as well. It's slick and easy to carry. This pocket clip is nice and long, so it's gonna secure in your pocket well, but it's very thin, so it's not gonna stick out too much. We have a 14C28N blade on this guy and a very fidgety button lock. Ostap, you crushed this design. We love it, we're happy to see it, and we also love its price, $59.90 going for this Velix. So pick these up at bladehq.com, all the knives on the table, and make sure you're subscribed to our YouTube channel and checking out our website regularly because we have a lot of new knives landing every single day. So find all these there, and we'll see you at Blade Show West. We love y'all, and we'll see you next time.